Good morning, my YouTube family. It is your boy Zary coming at you this morning, Tuesday morning, pretty early. Sun's starting to come up, so that's a beautiful thing. Got my coffee, and we're going to talk a little bit about Disney Sorcerer's Arena today. We have been playing the game for 10 days. You know, this is when I usually get the feel of, am I sticking around? Where am I at? How am I feeling about the game? So I want to share with everybody my 5 things I've really enjoyed about this game so far, and 5 things I really haven't enjoyed so far, or wish I were a little different, and they're in no particular order. But if you're just finding me for the first time and you're liking what you see, click that subscribe button, join the family, don't miss out on good stuff coming your way. And for all you family members out there, you know I love you. Thank you for the support and everything you do to help me grow this channel of ours. So, without further ado, let's get into my top 5 things I like and the top 5 things I don't like, in no particular order. Okay, everybody, so here we are. As you can see, I just collected my day 10 login rewards. So, you know, moving through June here, obviously I'm not going to be able to hit all of June because I started 10 days ago. So, something I don't really care for is the special offers they send you and the amount of money per shard that it costs for a character in the store. You know, and obviously the characters that just came out are going to be more money. I understand that. You know, but let's take a look at this Lotso bundle. $50 for 80 shards. So you get to unlock him for $50. You get 500 gems. So in the grand scheme of things, 500 gems is less than $5. So $4, $4.25. We have, you know, a loyalty coin, so you can open up one loyalty chest. You have 200,000 coins, and 200,000 coins is the equivalent of 220 gems. So that is $2. So we're up to about $6. So, and then you have your alpha materials and your beta materials. Now, I can't really quantify those. They have bundles sometimes for those here. Support pack, 25 for $5. You know, but I can't really quantify that yet because it's always like an extra, just kind of like a throw-in thing. So let's just say $10 of that is extra stuff. So you're looking at $40 for 80 shards, 50 cents a shard. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. You know, and then here you have the same thing. Essentially, you break it down and you're still looking at about 50 cents a shard. So I get it. They're the premium. Here is not at all. You know, this is more of a bundle that I could get behind. You know, I think this is a fairly priced bundle. You're unlocking the character. You're getting 100 crystals, you're getting a loyalty chest, 50,000 coins, and some XP juice, level up potions. So that is more along the lines of, you know, a better valued pack. And I'm sure there's people that jump out and buy these, and that's how they make their money. And I'm not knocking that they put it out. That's just one of the things I don't care for. Alright, so number 5 thing that did impress me in this game has to be the character rotation that I'm seeing, and I'm hoping that it continues. I really like the fact that they move people around. You know, they pulled Hades out of the shop. Oh, in fact, wrong screen. They moved Hades out of the shop and gave him a node. I mean, he's deep in the node, and that's where he should be, but I remember him being one of the best characters in the game. You know, they put in Chunk so you can farm him up. They're moving people around. They're making Hopper and, you know, Sally more available. And that to me just, I think that is awesome. As I said, coming from Dragon Champions, still playing Dragon Champions, I wish they would rotate people like out of the tournament shop after a while, put them into, for maybe the first 3 months they're in the tournament shop, 4 months, and then they come out. So I just really wish there was some more variety in the shops there, and this kind of just gives me hope that they'll adapt this policy, because it is a good one, and the fact that they do this just really helps out not only the free-to-play players, but the new players. So, when I get to 5C, I'm going to instantly start farming Hades, and I'm not torn between Mordu, Hades, Shan Yu. It only gives me the 2 now in there, and I really like the way they did that. Alright, number 4 things that I don't really care for is the gearing process in this game. I just don't like it. And, and it's not because it's grindy. That part doesn't bother me. And I guess this is just my head, but I wish like you take like a Marvel Strike Force or even Dragon Champions. You have gear pieces you need to put on. But like Marvel Strike Force, I like how it does. Yes, you're farming the same things, but the gear piece itself is called something different based on the character. And I really like that. Like, we're just constantly collecting, fire seed fibers or brooms. It's just like, it makes it feel worse than it actually is. If that makes any sense. Like, let me go to Jasmine. So I've unlocked Jasmine, and I'm really liking her a lot. But I need these brooms. Tiny feathered broom T3. And I need like hundreds of them. And it just constantly it makes the grind feel worse than it is. I mean, grinding 20 of these out isn't bad. It's not terrible. But then when you got to go to the next piece and you need another 20 of them, it just makes it, you're just like, oh god, not the same thing. So I know, first world problems, but I just wish the gear felt more rewarding, I guess, than, oh, we gotta go farm some brooms. Gotta farm pineapple or watermelon pieces. This is what it reminds me of. Heart dust. I don't know, it reminds me of watermelon. But it's just, if it's going to be a grind, which gear is always a grind in hero collectors, and I'm fine with that. It's part of what I like about hero collectors. I just wish it was a little more flashy than broomsticks and watermelons. Number 4 for things I really like is I always seem to have something to do in this game. And maybe it's because I'm in the honeymoon stage. I've never been a fan of PvP, and I find myself doing every single 5 battle here every day. And maybe it's because, like I said, maybe it's because of the honeymoon phase of this game, but I find myself doing it. And I find myself, looking forward to the events that rotate out constantly. I can't do this one at all, but I have one more phase on this one and I just get destroyed. But I find myself, with stuff to always do. I just beat the first phase of the tower yesterday, and I like how that isn't your normal, typical tower grind. I really like that. It gives it a different feel. Like here, I got up to level 3 today. Again, I thought maybe I could go a little higher, but I couldn't. But I like how you need downtown heroes for this one, and that makes me feel good because I talked about downtown heroes, so that's kind of cool. And I just like that it makes you develop your roster. It's just a really cool, subtle touch in there that I liked. And, I just find, there's a lot of things to do. And we haven't got to Club Conquest yet. So, shameless plug, if you want to come in and try the game out, you're still on the fence, or you just been playing the game and you don't have a club yet and you're not that serious about the game itself, we're not a very serious guild right now. I've been in some talks with some people to join alliances and things like that, so I don't lose some good people who want to get a little more serious, but I like the fact that people can come into the guild or the club and, you know, take their time and figure out if they want to play this game or not. So that is where we are at there. But I always find there's something to do in this game, and I really like it for that fact. Alright, the next thing I don't really care for is I'm a VIP, and I have no problem with the VIP feature. The price you pay, the $10 a month for 30 days, extremely beneficial. You get the crystals right away. You get the energy refreshes, you know, that 10 extra energy on the refresh, the double rewards, the 4 attempts on the elite nodes. That is an extra 50 crystals every 4 days on this thing. So that is another perk. I have no problem with the VIP. What I wish it did is I wish it incorporated a little bit more of being a VIP. And what I mean with that is here in your daily quests, watch an ad. Yes, I know they're optional and it does bring in revenue into the game. But this is where I really like something Dragon Champions does. You make a purchase, you don't have to watch the ad anymore. You spend over a certain amount of money in this game, and you don't have to watch the ads anymore. You can just go in and you collect your rewards that you would normally have to do if you watch the ad. And I kind of wish they did that too. Maybe, okay, you're a VIP, you only have to watch one ad, and you get all 3. Perfectly fine with that. And then in the chest you know, the store here, free ads, you know, and I watch all 10, and I spend money in the game, not a ton, I just started, but, you know, I'm a VIP, I've already paid for the VIP feature, so maybe, you know, every time you watch an ad, you get 2 chests for 1 ad, something like that, just to maybe incentivize people, if I said that right, I don't know if I said that right. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that I think that would be a really, really good idea, you know, if the devs are listening, which I'm sure they're not. The third thing I really like in here is the clubs. The size of the clubs, 50 players. I just like them. And the rewards you seem to get from being in a club seem pretty good. Club, I mean, we're always talking. One of my favorite features of the club chat is it says when people posted something. You know, I like the fact that, alright, I know that Jimmy Jams is hyped for the Incredibles event 2 hours and 45 minutes ago. And then he became a VIP 2 hours and 43 minutes ago. I like that. So that way I'm not jumping in and talking about something that was talked about yesterday. Really cool feature. Also, I really, really just like the fact of here where you can request things. You can request everything from gear all the way to energy to attempts. So, you know, and there's the Club Conquest mode, which I haven't played yet, and I haven't watched any videos on yet or anything like that, but I'm assuming it's kind of like a guild war, clan war kind of thing. It really just seems that the clubs just aren't for the raid, exclusively for the raid, and that is it. They have value and they have meaning. The rewards I feel are pretty good. And, you know, also, I know this is the club dungeon. I really like this. I don't know why, but I look forward to doing this every day to see if I can guess the right door. And I'm like, yeah, I want to be the first to get that door for my crew, and we can move on to the next level. Yeah, I know. Alright, next thing up, which I just don't particularly care for in this game, is how leaderships are done. And, you know, I am using my previous hero collector knowledge, and this one is different, and not that the leaderships are bad or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but you need gear level 4. So you don't really experience what leaderships can do for you and how important leaderships are until you get to gear level 4. I mean, you could potentially lose people in the game before they even experience a leadership. And I just think, maybe putting leadership at gear level 2 or 3 would have been a better route, and maybe I'm wrong and maybe I'm way off. I mean, that's such an essential part of building a squad is in any sort of hero collector is a leadership, aura or viability. And here, teammates receive a bonus 4% chance to deal a critical strike. Perfect, but I shouldn't have to get up to gear 4 to unlock that. I feel that's too far into the game or the character development to experience a leadership ability, and I could not figure out if I had to put the leadership in the front part, and it doesn't matter where they sit. That really doesn't get explained. I have to go into a battle, just in case if anybody else is wondering the same thing as me. You go into a battle here, and I'm not going to fight the whole thing, but say I want to do this one. There, you got to check this little box. So it doesn't really matter where you put Syndrome. So that plays into the synergistic part of things, which is I like that part. But, for a long time, if you had 2 leaders, you could have the wrong one checked. I just don't like the way the leaderships, how they're behind gear 4. Which, in the grand scheme of things, really doesn't take you long to get there. But it just seems too far into the game for someone to experience their first leadership. I mean, I'm 10 days in, and I got Syndrome on day 8 to gear level 4. I mean, and I could have gone hard on ARIEL and gotten ARIEL to level 4. Teammates gain 8% maximum health. So I could have done that. I probably could have got it by 4 or 5 days in. But usually you get a leadership and it's talked about in the tutorial and you have it right away, and that is the end of it. And I kind of wish they did that too. Now the next thing I want to talk about is good, and it might change. I don't know exactly how the end game works, and the fact that I really can't watch videos till I talk to Unstable Gamer. I could be way off, but speed does not appear to be the end-all be-all in this game. Now, obviously, you want fast characters. Who doesn't? It's a turn-based game, so the faster you go, the better it's going to be. So I get it, but at this point in like a Dragon Champions, there's no runes, there's nothing like that. Now, I am under the impression from what we've talked about in my club is that, where is the exchange? That these pieces here, a chipped emerald, increases recovery 5% of a character. Offense by 5%. Critical power. So these are kind of like your runes, but, critical power, defense, critical chance, speed, and health. So they do have a speed. So maybe speed becomes more important at the end game. But as of right now, I'm finding that speed isn't the end-all be-all. Even in the early parts of the arena, in like the Dragon Champions, Marvel Strike Force, Galaxy of Heroes, you wanted speed. You wanted those speed mods. And it just defined the game. I'm really enjoying this experience of not having to focus on making my character as fast as possible, but making my character as strong as possible. And for me, that's a breath of fresh air. So I'm hoping it stays that way. But at day 10, speed isn't the end-all be-all in this game, and it's kind of refreshing. Alright, and the final thing I kind of want to talk about, which really isn't that bad of a thing, but it could be a deterrent for some people, and I want to bring it to light, is that the drop rates in this game, for a character shard, can be bad. I went into Grand Campaign yesterday. I bought a refresh. And then I leveled up. And I had enough to run like 12 or 13. Here, we'll buy one right now, just so everybody can see. We'll buy Grand Campaign. So here we have enough for 11 battles to get Aladdin. And I think I was probably about the same here. Maybe I was 13 or 14. And here I got 3, so that wasn't too bad. But yesterday I got 1. And the drop rates just seem very inconsistent, and they can be a deterrent for people. Now, they're not as bad as a Marvel Strike Force, I'll tell you that right now. They're, they're on par with like a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. They're not as generous as a Dragon Champions. So, they're somewhere in between. But don't let that discourage you from not playing the game, because the drop rates seem like they take forever. I have been grinding Aladdin through... I got Syndrome unlocked, and then I switched over to Aladdin on the Grand Campaign, and then I farm his 2 nodes. So his 1 node in the Villain Campaign here, I've been farming that. And I have him up to 4-star. So I don't think that's bad. But I know people could be like, oh, the drop rates in this game suck. And they're not the best. They're not. It's on gear too. I've noticed, I'm trying to get Jasmine up to gear level 4. And these broomsticks, I had 0 and I had 300 energy to farm those, and I got 12. So yeah, the drop rates can be pretty bad. So that is one thing definitely I'm not a big fan of, but it's not the end all be all for me playing this game, but it is not fun either. And the final thing that I really like about this game is the PvP arena. I am not a fan of PvP. I've never been a fan of PvP. I just do my 2, satisfy my things. Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, I would grind up to 1, with my rotation with my shard mates, but it felt like a chore. It always felt like a chore. It wasn't fun. This PvP arena lobby is really fun. I enjoy it. I am having a blast with it, and it is just super cool. You search for an opponent, you see them go, you go, strategy versus strategy. This is my favorite game mode in the whole game, and I really, really enjoy it. So, from a person who never really enjoyed PvP from my days of World of Warcraft, you've heard me talk about it on live streams if you watch me. I never liked PvP, and this is my favorite mode. I absolutely love it, and I think it's fantastic. Alright everybody, so there it is. There's just 5 things that I'm not liking in this game, and they're not the end-all be-all from me playing this game in the slightest. And, 5 things I'm really, really enjoying about this game. And, then 10 days in, I want people to know what they're going to experience, what they can look forward to. And maybe people think along the same lines I do. Maybe not. Who the hell knows? But that's where I am. So remember, if you're just finding me for the first time and you like what you're seeing, click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on good stuff coming your way. Family members, I love you. We got some stuff coming up. I think we're going to do a live stream pretty soon here. So, I love y'all. We'll talk to you in the next one. I'm out.